So one thing I didn't tell you, am I on the line? I'm not sure. Oh, here I am. One thing I didn't tell you about Chrysler is that when he had a career as a child prodigy, and I think about the age of 9 or 10, his family decided that he should get a proper job. He'd already toured the whole of the known musical world of the day and created a storm. And then he decided he should get a proper job, or his parents thought so. So he studied medicine, but found himself wandering back to music, where his heart really hid. And they say he booked a guest room in an inn on the outskirts of Vienna, in the Vienna woods, practiced for 2 weeks, consolidated his technique, wrote his cadenza for the Beethoven Violin Concerto, which I think will never be surpassed, and never practiced again. And apparently he didn't even used to like to take his violin out a couple of minutes before performance to warm up, because he thought it would kill the spontaneity. So by all accounts, the first 5 or 10 minutes of his concerts could be a bit ropey. So if I'm a bit ropey, I'm being authentic. Because there's an authentic movement these days, you know? So I have to keep up with the times. But on to another composer now, and with a very appetising name, D'Ambrosio. You all know his creamed rice now, I'm sure. And Devon custard. I love it. But actually, this is another D'Ambrosio. It's not Ambrosia, it's Alfredo D'Ambrosio, who was born in Naples. He lived into the 20th century, so mainly 19th century. He did study in London for a time. He toured quite a lot around Europe, but was quite frail, so he couldn't really sustain a long international career. But all the great violinists of his day knew him and played his works. He wrote 2 big violin concertos, and in fact, my teacher at the Royal College of Music, Jaroslav Vaniček, actually played his 2nd violin concerto very frequently around Europe. And I'm just looking into the audience here, and I see my friend Michael Britton, who came along for violin lessons in the days when I was studying junior college at the Royal College of Music, so we're talking about 5 years ago. And it's so nice to see you, Michael, after all this time. So don't run off, will you, before... No, come on. Well, you're a rocket scientist, aren't you?
Not quite.
Not far off, and you live here, somewhere in Milton Keynes, I remember, so... But anyway, I'm going off on a big tangent here. But anyway, back to D'Ambrosio. So he wrote delightful pieces, and we'll play you a little selection now. The first one is called Canzonet... Oh, Serenade. We're doing Serenade first. It's very interesting that he was born in Naples, but he actually ended up living in Nice. So there's a real Mediterranean flavour about the music. But there's also a Spanish touch in a lot of this, and I think maybe that could be due to the fact that Naples and Barcelona and Catalonia had in history, they've had a big bond, a large bond, whether it's been in trading or culture. But anyway, these are numbers of D'Ambrosio, Alfredo D'Ambrosio.